Okay, and we are live. ¿Qué tal, amigos? Stuart here from Spain Speaks with another live stream, 7:30 p.m. Sunday evening, coming to you from the outskirts of Madrid. And today we'll look at some of the main stories that have caught my attention in the press, both locally and internationally. We'll also go into the comment section, check out what is happening there, what has been happening on previous videos, some of the comments that have been left there. Then in the second half of the video, we'll go into the chat here to my right and also check out what is happening there. Before I begin, I'll just put the like icon on the screen. If you haven't hit the like icon yet, please do so. Just below the video, you will see it, and it'll keep you motivated watching that like tally go up today. So hit the like icon, please, if you can, and hopefully my voice will last the distance today. I've got a bit of hay fever, some allergies, so it's at risk. The first piece of news, and the Spanish strawberry industry, or the Huelva strawberry industry down there in the south of Spain, very close to Doñana, under the spotlight. As we can see here, German MPs travelled to Spain concerned about illegal water abstraction in Doñana. Members of the Bundestag Committee on the Environment, Nature Conservation, Nuclear Safety and Consumer Protection travelled to Spain on Sunday to visit the Doñana Natural Park on a mission focusing on water scarcity and consumer protection. Strawberry cultivation is particularly intensive in the region of Doñana National Park, one of Europe's most important wetlands and therefore a biodiversity hotspot. Due to illegal water abstraction by agriculture for irrigation, especially for strawberry cultivation, Doñana, accompanied by persistent drought, is severely threatened by dehydration. This current problem is of particular interest to the delegation and will be the focus of its discussions, adds the German Parliament in a statement. So there we go, Doñana in the spotlight again, or under the spotlight. The strawberry industry also in the spotlight because of perhaps illegal irrigation or using too much water from that Doñana National Park. Now, I've read a couple of stories on this. One of the Andalusian papers said that perhaps the Germans have a berry market. Don't know whether they have a strawberry market or other types of berries, but apparently in competition with Huelva and looking for excuses, that German industry maybe to shut the competitor down. Maybe, I don't know, because obviously Spanish strawberries compete with the German ones, or the German berries compete with the Spanish ones in those Northern European markets. So interesting there. Now, the second piece of news today related to the snap election that was called for the 23rd of July. The Guardian newspaper from the United Kingdom has given its point of view, and as we can see here, the Guardian view on the snap Spanish election. Europe needs Sanchez's gamble to pay off, it says. Spain's socialist Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez has a reputation for judicious risk-taking. In 2018, after orchestrating a vote of no confidence in the incumbent centre-right government, he was appointed Prime Minister despite the Socialists having a mere 84 MPs in a 350-seat parliament. Mr. Sánchez was not even a sitting deputy at the time. This July, progressives both inside and outside Spain must hope that the Prime Minister's gambling instincts will pay off once again, following regional and municipal polls in which the centre-right Partido Popular had a field day. The radical right Vox doubled its share of the vote. Mr. Sánchez has surprised Spain by calling a snap general election on the 23rd of July, anticipating one due in December. This is a manoeuvre that Sir Humphrey, in Yes Minister, might describe as brave. So, brave indeed, Mr. Sanchez's decision to call the snap election on the 23rd of July. Let me get that date right. The 23rd of July is the date in question. I've got some technical issues, so I had to pause the microphone for a couple of seconds there. Sorry about that. Brave decision indeed, absolutely. 23rd of July, calling that election. A lot of people here are not happy about that date, as we know. I mentioned this in yesterday's video, that a lot of people's holiday plans and long weekend plans are going to be put in jeopardy as a result of this snap election, and a lot of people wondering what Mr. Sanchez is doing. But the Guardian there saying that Sanchez is necessary to counterbalance the European Union, which has seen an increase in far-right parties, I think they call them, in different countries, Sweden, Italy, as we know, and other countries. So Mr. Sanchez, according to The Guardian, needed there to balance the European Union. But good luck if he can win. Good luck, Mr. Sanchez, on the 23rd. And the next piece of news here, anyone living in a city here in Spain has probably realised this, that city life is degrading. Spaniards experience more noise, crime and substandard housing. The quality of life in Spanish cities and towns is eroding, at least according to the standards taken into account by the European Commission to measure compliance with the Sustainable Development Goals of the 2030 Agenda promoted by the UN. A recent Eurostat report certifies that the citizens of our country perceive their environment as increasingly noisy and dangerous. In addition, the ratio of substandard housing is also increasing. Of the 4 indicators used by the EU institutions to assess the well-being of residents, only one has improved in the last 5 years, the number of premature deaths related to air quality. The data are for the year 2020, and the EU Statistical Office compares them with those of 2015 when the UN adopted the SDGs. They are therefore only partly attributable to the municipal government teams that took office in 2019 and faced the verdict of the ballot box last Sunday. In the view of the annual evolution, they are mainly due to the effects of the pandemic. So there we go. Poor air quality, the only thing that has improved, but as we can see here, the reason was that in 2020 with COVID happening, there weren't many cars on the roads. That's why the air quality was better, and that's why that index or statistic there improved apparently. So there we go. Interesting. So if you are living in a city here in Spain, a big city, whether it's Madrid, Barcelona, Valencia, Malaga, Seville, any of the big cities, Bilbao, let us know if you agree that your city lifestyle is degrading because of more noise, crime, and substandard housing in some cases. Let us know. Now I'm going to go into the chat section now. I'll just put the little like, or the comment section I should say. I'll just put the little like icon on the screen. If you haven't hit it yet, please do so, just below the video. And I'll also put on the thanks for the support icon as well. People that have either donated to the channel through Super Thanks, buying me a coffee, or longer-term patrons on Patreon. Thank you very much for that support. Now, into the comment section. One here from Luis, Burgos, 8% unemployment. I mentioned this yesterday also because of the high unemployment rate in 3 parts of the country, which are the highest in the European Union: Melilla in the north of Africa, Ceuta in the north of Africa, and Andalusia. Some parts of Andalusia better than others. Cádiz, I think, has bad unemployment, the Cádiz province, but the Malaga province maybe is better. I don't know. I'd have to check the statistics. And Luis pointing out there that in Burgos, only 8%. So Burgos below the 10% mark. But if we look at the country as a whole, I think it's around 12.9, 13% the unemployment rate. So thanks, Luis, and things going well from an employment point of view in Burgos. One here from Gaz. Hi, Stu. There is a lot of cash in hand here not declared. Do you think that maybe those employment figures are not actually as bad as they report due to this? Yeah, maybe, Gaz. Not sure when it comes to unemployment, how they work those figures out. It always seems surprising that even when there was 25% unemployment, there was... Obviously, there were social problems, but a lot of Spaniards find ways to deal with this high unemployment because they're used to it. The families pull together. People go back and live with their parents if they lose their job, or parents come to live with the kids if they've fallen on hard times. So there is a lot of that going on, and some of the black economy areas of the country, that could be the issue, as Gaz points out here. Cash in hand, not declared jobs. But as we go forward, we know it's People are being told to use credit cards and debit cards and phones and watches and all of these things to pay. So we'll see what happens to that cash economy going forward. So interesting, but it could be one of the reasons, Gaz. Another one here from Fee. What happened to the woman, I forget her name, she was planning to unite the left-wing parties? Yeah, Fee, thanks for the comment. The woman in question is Yolanda Díaz, and she's still trying to unite the left with her Sumar party. They're currently negotiating with Podemos. Podemos have come out today and said that they've lost one battle, but they haven't lost the war. They're going to continue to fight, and they're trying to negotiate with Yolanda to join this Sumar platform. They didn't want to do it at first because they thought they were bigger than Sumar, but the recent elections have shown that Podemos is dwindling, Podemos' support is dwindling, and they need to do something quickly in order to get back in the focus of the average Spaniard. They seem to have lost that vote for whatever reason. People not happy with the way that they have been doing things in government, I imagine. They've lost touch with their base, and Yolanda Díaz on the left side of politics trying to join all of these parties together, which is going to be difficult, let's be honest, to put a united left together to try and win that vote. So we'll see what happens. But Yolanda Díaz, the Labour Minister, is her name. One here from Corey. How do you record your audio? It's fantastic. Yeah, some tech specs, if you like. I record my audio outside, I think you're referring to. I seem to get decent quality audio, which I've mentioned on numerous occasions is the most important thing. I think when you put a video together, you can have substandard image quality, but if the sound's bad, no one will watch it. But if the sound's good and you get a half-decent image, people will watch the video. That, I think, is the general theory. And what I do is I put a microphone in my top pocket here, out of the wind, let's say. I also have a little windshield on it, or a dead cat, as you can see. And this connects up to my camera. And that's how I get the audio. Also in post-production, I do a few things like reduce background noise and things like that, increase the volume a little bit, or maybe lower the volume a little bit. And also, what else do I do? I think that's about it to get decent sound. There's another similar picture about image quality from Roger here saying, I'm enjoying your videos, especially the ones out in the garden, as the composition and colours are very pleasing, especially as you shoot in the sun. You must be using a very decent camera. As a retired photographer, I do appreciate the quality. Many thanks. I don't use a top grade camera to film outside. I'm using a better camera to do this video here now than I use to do those ones outside. But the one that I did last week was just this camera here. It's a GoPro, as you can see here, GoPro Hero 10, and you get a fairly decent image. You get you get quite a lot in the shot as well. You can crop. It's shot in 4K, so you can crop in and crop out as needed, and the colors are decent out of camera. I don't do any post-production to those outdoor videos, and that's a Hero 10. I was using previously a Hero 8. I've recently gone up, but that's my my camera and audio. And I also use those the GoPro when I do those walking around videos as well, because you don't have to worry about focus. You don't have to worry about the getting a wide enough, getting plenty of things in the shot, in the frame. So the GoPro, and it's very small as well. Whereas if you walk around with a big camera, it's very uncomfortable, very heavy, and the image quality nowadays, as I said, on par, I think. Another one here from Peter. Learning a foreign language. I have tried for years. My wife speaks textbook Castilian Spanish that she was taught in a private school in Chile. My brain just can't hold on to enough of it, even to see basic fluency on the far horizon. Now, this topic popped up because of the opposition leader not speaking a foreign language. He speaks Castellano Spanish, of course, and his native Galician, I think. But he said he's never dedicated any time to learning a foreign language. And, of course, people are getting stuck into him for that. I heard my neighbours yesterday saying that how is it possible that a high-level politician doesn't speak a language when everyone else in Spain gets told that they have to speak a foreign language? That's the question. So how's this guy gone through his professional career without having to even think about learning a second language? Maybe he wasn't planning on getting to the top. I don't know. Maybe he was happy up there in Galicia until the important people in the party said that he's going to be running at a national level. I've got no idea. But he obviously hasn't decided to put any effort into learning a foreign language before. And now he's scrambling against time. And as pointed out here by Peter, it's not easy when you're 61 years of age or any age over 25 or 30 to learn a second language, because not only is the way that you learn different, I think, you've also got a lot of things normally going on in your life, whether it's family, whether it's work, whether it's lots of things, and that's what stops people learning well a second language as we get older. And plenty of people, I'm sure, watching this video will have experience with that. But as I said the other day, don't give up. The secret is to not give up. Even if you think you're not progressing, you are. And of course, you're going to have to find somebody to speak to. Maybe you'll have to travel to a Spanish-speaking country to improve, but that, just basically don't give up would be my advice. And the final one here today from Lorna. Hola, Stu and Spain Speaks family. We're coming to Madrid soon. We have tickets to see for the free Pet Shop Boys concert in a football stadium. But are there any other unmissable things we should know about over the next couple of weeks? Also, any recommendations for the Menú del Día, etc. Thank you very much, says Lorna. Yeah, Lorna, I think when you come to a big city like Madrid, there's plenty of things to see. Plenty of things to see. You don't have to only go to the main tourist areas. You can do that, of course. But Madrid's just such a big city with lots of things to see. Depending on how long you're going to be here for, I'm sure that you will be able to fill up your days looking at different things. Go to the centre, check it out, but try to look at some of the areas north of the centre as well. Maybe go up into Chamberí neighbourhood, check out what's happening there. Maybe go up the Castellana, one of the main roads, check out what's happening there as well. I don't know where you're staying in Madrid, Lorna, but if you're staying close to the centre area, close to the Retiro Park's a nice area as well. Lots of nice restaurants and bars around there. But plenty of things to see and do. But if we've got any tips for Lorna and her partner on family, we'll let her know. We'll let her know in the chat section or the comment section. Now, I'm going to go into the chat section now. I've come to the end of the news and comments. I'm going to change the backdrop. This one was sent in by Jen, another picture of Valencia where Jen is, I think. And this is a picture of I think it's the town hall down there. Don't quote me on that. I'm sure you guys that know Valencia will be able to tell me if it is the town hall building or not. But sent in from Jen, and a nice waterfall shot there on a nice day in Valencia, let's say. Now into the chat section I go. Let's scroll up to the top, check out what is happening here. First one that I can see is from Andrew, coming in from a warm and sunny southeast London, hoping everyone is well. Yes, Andrew, we are well today. Hope you are too. Mink, seems the SoCal has entered the chat. Saludos from Long Beach, California. Hello, Mink. Hope all is well there from Long Beach, California. Barbara's in the chat as well, coming in from the Playa Flamenca. I think Barbara was travelling last week, back home again. Mugger's coming in from El Campello, down there in Alicante, I believe, or the Valencian community. James coming in with Kathy from a gloriously sunny Worcester, and it's warm as well. UK, with the outdoor thermometer, is showing 47 degrees Celsius in direct sunlight. Wow, that is hot. That is hot. Heat wave in the UK. Exploring with Jen, and this is Jen's photo, I think, on the backdrop. Saludos desde Valencia, sunny there. Hope you are well wherever you are in Spain and everywhere else. Thanks, Jen, for that. Alan's in the chat as well, coming in from San Diego, California, returning to Spain next week. Had some appointments that couldn't be missed. Good to see you here today, Alan. Hope all is well. Regina coming in from Estonia, waiting for my trip to Benalmádena on Tuesday for 3 weeks. Hope good weather there. Don't know what the weather's like in Malaga currently. I'm sure we'll find out today and what the forecast is going forward. Marianne's coming in as well from San Diego, having a characteristically overcast day. Gino coming in with Isabella today from Canada. Hi guys, hope all is well. Gino's had some photos on the backdrop recently, which were some very good photos indeed. Thanks, Gino, for that. And Isabella's also had some photos as well, good photos too. Alan suffering June gloom, cold, 16 degrees Celsius at the moment. Eric is coming in from Terrassa, so a big storm this afternoon. A little help with the rain there. Brian, loving what I do here. Thanks, Brian, for the compliment. Andres coming in from Pasadena, California. Hi, Andres. Hope all is well. Joe the Bombero coming in. Not feeling great either. Yeah, the allergies have seemed to have popped back up again. I was thinking last week that they'd gone away, but bang, back again. Don't know what the problem is with that. But anyway, I'll see. I'll make it through. Old guy doing stuff, a.k.a. Grant, coming in from Sierra, up there in Asturias. Alan's in the chat section as well, coming in from Shropshire in the UK. Iggy coming in from a cool high-end, still cool down there. Better enjoy it while it is cool, Iggy, because as we know, it's going to get hot shortly down there. 1, 2, 3, Sean away, coming in from even Ireland's warm today. Sunny and warm County Waterford in Ireland. There we go. So the UK and Ireland getting good weather. Here where I am, it's still stormy. Risk of storm still. I thought they'd gone away, but they're back. Chrissy coming in. Saw another bomber fly over today. Interesting down there in Granada. Larry coming in from Santiago, Puerto de Santiago in Tenerife. Hello, Larry. Hope all is well. James saying that the Guardian in the UK is a left-wing woke newspaper. Yep, it is on the left side of politics. Absolutely. That is why they are wanting Mr. Sanchez to win, of course. They don't hide their ideology, the Guardian, I don't think. Leslie coming in from sunny Zaragoza, 28 degrees there, hoping I am well. Yes, Leslie, hope you are well too. What else? Let's have a look. I read that one theory, says Alan, for the snap election is that he didn't want the PP and Vox to be able to organise in time for the snap election. Well, the PP and Vox are already organised, I think, Alan. The problem is on the left. They're not organised. Sumar is not organised. The new left-wing group of parties called Sumar, which basically means to unite, I think, to unite or join together. That's what Yolanda Díaz is trying to do. Join the left, which has been fragmented for obviously a long time. And that's the thing that she's got. The PP and Vox, because there's 3 or 4, maybe more autonomous communities up for grabs after those elections, that the PP was the most voted party, they're going to need the help of Vox either in the government or helping them to govern. Because Vox is put the Vox PP together and they get enough seats in the parliament. But the PP is trying to negotiate so that Vox doesn't officially enter the government, more behind the scenes, which is what happened in Andalusia a few years ago, Murcia. But in Castilla y León, currently Vox and PP are in a coalition, and that's what they're trying to avoid. So if the PP and Vox go into coalition in more areas, then and the negotiations don't work well, which is what's happening in Extremadura at the moment, because Vox has a certain point of view on things and the PP has a certain point of view on things. Remember that the Partido Popular is trying to come closer to the centre, whereas Vox is sticking to its position. and not easy to find common ground with some of the things that Vox wants. So we'll see how this one plays out. But they've got that's a part of the strategy as well, is that maybe there'll be friction between those two parties, which will create problems as well for the right. Michael, restaurant is Tendido Cuatro near the Puerto Santa Maria, still in business? Asking Alan a question there. Michael obviously knows the area. Ken coming in from Greater Manchester, 22 degrees there. Good weather. Sunny Wales, Jake. 2 days before back in Malaga for 5 weeks. Hope all is well, Jake. Enjoy your trip to Spain. So Brussels seems to be influencing Spanish internal politics. I don't think that. They just, what did they say before in that article? Well, they might be hoping for it, but I don't know whether they can influence. I don't know. Or are you talking about the Germans? I'm not sure. The German politicians that recently visited Spain. Let us know. Pamela's in the chat as well. Good evening. Hello, Pamela. Gigi's also here at the airport in Sacramento. Dallas, then Madrid. We'll be in Spain in just a few hours. Gigi, hope all goes well with your trip. Let's have a look. Renan coming in from Southern California. Hello, Renan. Hope all is well there too. Kevin coming in from Jaén, I think. Hope you were better than Sanchez, who could get his own back, trying to pee into the wind. Thanks, Kevin, for that. What else we got going on here? Welsh Toto's in the chat section. Hello, Welsh Toto. Hope you're well. Ed's in the chat as well. Living in central Barcelona, I totally agree with the really poor air quality, actually suffocating at times. As for noise, need I say anymore? I think in general, all cities in Spain are very noisy. Yeah, somebody sent me an article pointing out some of the noisiest cities, maybe in the world, not only Europe. And I think Madrid was high up on that list. I'll have to check it out, but I think that was the point that of the article that was sent through, that Madrid does have poor noise pollution levels. Let's have a look here quickly. William, just booked for another 4 nights in Catella for the 14th of June. Salud, hasta luego. Thanks, William. Hope all is well. Fee, we saw a comment from Fee. She's got back to us here. Thanks for the response. The previous point about Yolanda and the Sumar. Yeah, the Sumar party. She's the Labour minister. She's in charge. She's in the coalition government, but she's it's really strange what's going on. It's difficult to work out because she came into the government through Podemos, a coalition that they had with Izquierda Unida. And then she seems to have gone off on her own path. I think she saw that she was, for many years there, the most popular politician in Spain. I think she was going to try to use that as like a type of spring to jump into national politics and take advantage of her popularity. So we'll see if it works. We'll see. Let's have a look. John coming in from, don't know where, recommend a good bank to be within Spain. We're relocating to Xavier soon. So John's on the way. Yeah, John, a lot of people trying to limit commissions now with banks. The biggest bank in Spain, obviously, is CaixaBank, but people complain they have high commissions. Depends what you're going to be doing with the bank. If you've got a mortgage, if you've got a salary coming in, if you've got regular use of credit or debit cards, banks, local banks can be okay, but a lot of people are choosing some of these online banks. N26 or something is one. Another one called Revolut, I think, is another one. ING seems to be a popular bank as well, that people that don't want to pay commissions. So check those ones out. But the big banks here are, of course, the big three: BBVA, Banco Santander, and CaixaBank, which are everywhere at a street level, especially in big cities. Don't know about small towns, but big cities, absolutely. Let's have a look. Bruce is in the chat. Oh, yeah, Bruce, yeah. Come check us out at Arteban La Latina. Super fun paint and wine experience to connect with your creativity. Thanks, Bruce. I'll have a look at that later. Different Gear TV, some burgers and kebabs in Madrid, some of the best. For the recommendation for Lorna, burgers and kebabs. Yeah, you probably want to go for something a bit more traditional, I think, if you're here on holidays. But, yeah, the burgers, big burger scene in Madrid now. Madrid people seem to love burgers, popping up all over the place. Rocky's coming in from Vancouver, moving to Spain soon. Hope all goes well with that move, Rocky. Barrio Salamanca is a must visit according to NVN. Thank you very much for that. But, well, if you're around the Retiro, of course, you've got Barrio Salamanca not far away. Everything in that center area in Madrid is, it's within walking distance. I think you can get around fairly easily. Take a taxi or an Uber or a Cabify, get around as well. Buses, if you like. Metro's good. So you can get around Madrid fairly quickly. What else? Let's have a look. Hoping to see more food videos is Rocky. Yep. When the weather starts to get a little bit better and that risk of rain or those showers disappear, Rocky, I'll be out in the garden again. But every lunchtime it seems to get a little bit cloudy out where I am here around the 2:30 time slot. And the rain seemed to come in a little bit later in the afternoon. So when the rain season stops, Miguel coming in from Derbyshire, 4 weeks no rain. Unusual for that part of the world, no doubt. Dave's in the chat. St. Pete de Madrid. Zoe and Dave spent a lovely day in the Retiro listening to the symphony. What a glorious day here in Madrid. It was a nice day, Dave, absolutely. Harriet's in the chat. Feijo, it's off to work we go. Singing to the tune of the song. He has a daunting task ahead with his English classes. Yeah, I don't think he'll take it seriously, Harriet. I think if he is elected Prime Minister, of course, he'll no doubt travel with an interpreter by his side. Anderson's here in the chat. Grammar and spelling in my native language. This makes learning a foreign language difficult. It hasn't stopped me from learning everyday language in 2 foreign languages and planning Spanish to be the 3rd. There we go. Don't give up is Anderson's message there. Zach's in the chat section. Does anyone know the current processing time for the non-lucrative visa? Have been waiting 11 weeks. It's ridiculous. Very inefficient process despite charging 3,800 Canadian dollars for 4 people. Yeah, not sure, but I'm sure that somebody will be able to help you out there. Whether there's been some type of strike in that sector, maybe. I've got no idea what's going on, but it is frustrating, I imagine. The rise of Vox, is it economics or is it an immigration thing? I don't think it's purely immigration. It depends where you are in the country. Some of the Vox vote is immigration-based. I think in Murcia that was established, and some parts of Andalusia where there is a big North African migrant population working in the fruit and veg sectors there. But they've got a very broad electoral program, and they... as I said the other day, a lot of people don't agree with this, but they're very traditional nationalistic party is Vox, and a lot of people are nationalistic. They like to hold the Spanish flag. They like to wear a polo shirt with a little flag on it. Those are the traditionalists, and Vox does attract part of the vote there as well. Not just immigration. Samaris Pathetic says, Welsh Toto, Diaz has some chutzpah. She thinks she's the key to bring it all together. It's just Podemos recycled. Yes, you could argue that. But, of course, she's trying to unite a very, a very big left with lots of small parties. That's the issue. They've all got different different ways of looking at the world and different thoughts and things, but she wants to make this group for everybody to be able to come in and be made to feel welcome, which I think was Podemos's plan 10 years ago as well. That hasn't worked too well for them. But anyway, we'll move on. Mink talking here about, as a previous comment, I'll put the previous one up about the PP. It was a vote for PP or a non-vote for the PSOE. Has the PP reformed since the Gürtel case 15 years ago? I think they've cleaned themselves up. I think the corruption scandals seem to come and go, and they clean out all of the old politicians that were associated with that. I think Rajoy was the last one that was the face of that Gürtel. It'll pop up every now and again, but that scandal seemed to reveal a systematic corruption within the PP, and from what I read, their response was to deny and deflect everything. Yeah, well, that's the response for a lot of people. Just if you do something wrong and people catch you, just say that it wasn't you, and you'll cast out in some people's minds. The Germans in Doñana has nothing to do with an upcoming Spanish election. No, it was just a group of German politicians, I think. It has nothing to do with the European Union. What's the email? I don't know what that's going on about. Maybe I need to put my email address on the screen. I'll do that in a minute. We're up to 36 minutes. I'm coming to the end of the chat, so we'll be finishing shortly. Ed sent me that. Okay, yeah, I didn't know who it was. Thanks, Ed, for that. Yeah, international noise. Madrid comes in at number 2. There we go. I knew Madrid was way up there. Madrid's an incredibly noisy city, always has been, ever since I was living in the center of Madrid. When I first came here all those years ago, it was noisy then. The noise just seems to bounce off the walls of the buildings, and a very noisy city indeed is Madrid. Number 2. Thanks, Ed, for that. Andrew's giving a tip about learning a language. Don't be afraid to try it out. Don't be shy. Even if you get it all wrong, the chances you might still be understood. Yeah, another good point there, Andrew. Thanks for that one. Don't be afraid to speak the language. It can be very embarrassing. That's what brings a lot of people down as well. Where you say something and you don't want to make a fool of yourself, but it's all part of the learning and a second language process, trying to get over that shame of speaking something that you're not confident with, and thinking that the other person is going to laugh at you. Maybe, I don't know, but it's a big problem that Andrew is right. You got to get over. Gary coming in from Minnesota, 9 degrees Fahrenheit there today and dry. Thanks, Gary, for that. Miguel saying that Spanish city's noisy. Is this the reason why the Spanish speak so loudly, like the Spanish expression habla alto y claro? Yeah, I think Spanish people, maybe the noise pollution is the reason why people do speak loudly. I've got no idea, but quite often you'll hear, even when there's a group of 10, 15 people, there'll be 7 or 8 different conversations going on, and everybody's trying to speak over the other person. That's also one of the reasons why. And if you go to a crowded restaurant, the noise levels can be very, very high. Spain is the second noisiest country in the world. Only Japan is noisier, according to Sean. Thanks, Sean. Let's have a look here quickly. Cavabaja says renowned for vermouth. Yes, absolutely. That's a nice part of the city. Lots of people like the Cavabaja for the food and drink in that area. Mary's coming in from Scotland. The weather's amazing over the last week. Long may it continue. Although they're still spraying, whatever that means, Mary. They're still spraying. Don't tell me, Mary. Don't tell me. Don't tell me you think that that's a thing. Mick coming in from Moreira. Hello, Mick. Hope you are well. Joe's never been to Alicante. LC appreciates the channel. Living in Spain as an autonomo. Do you have any advice on starting a business consultancy here for international clients? Not really. I don't have any advice, but I'm sure there is opportunity if you get a business set up and know what you're doing in the business consultancy area. And I'm sure other people will be able to point you in the right direction if anybody has any input on it. The Toronto consulate take their sweet time, and replying to emails is another issue. Took me a year and a half to become a Spanish citizen. Stay on top. That's Gino's advice for Zach. Zach, super sticker, 550 Canadian. Thank you very much for that, Zach. Appreciated. What else? Let's have a look. Dave's barrio is quite calm in the afternoons. Thanks, Dave. What would the reason for that be? People are out and about, probably. Let's have a look. Taraz says that their family's very loud when they get together. There we go. Very loud when they get together. Yeah, I think it could be a family thing as well. Don't know. But anyway, don't know. I have no idea. Now, I'm at the end of the chat, so I'm going to wrap the video up. I'll be back again tomorrow evening at 7:35 p.m. We'll see what's going on in the press and in the comment section tomorrow, so stay tuned for that one. Thanks for participating in the chat. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the super chat there super sticker from Zach. Greatly appreciated, and hopefully see you guys again tomorrow. Hasta luego, hasta entonces. Adios.